everyone, welcome back to another great episode of Raihanascuisines Cuisines. Today we are working on a homemade Alfredo pasta with shrimp. This is, for me, it just turns out quickly. This is a quick dinner. Everybody loves it, and now that we can't go out to eat and stuff, it's really nice to make some Olive Garden food at home. So if you want to learn how to make this, let's go ahead and discuss all the ingredients. But before we do that, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you have subscribed, I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Also, don't forget to hit the bell, because every time you hit it, you're gonna get a notification that a new video has been uploaded, and I'm uploading a lot of videos. So let's get started. So let's start with the Alfredo sauce. The Alfredo sauce is gonna be super simple. I've got 2 cups of heavy whipping cream here. Got 8 tablespoons or half a cup of unsalted butter. I've got a tablespoon of lemon pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and then I have got about half a cup of shredded cheese. Now, with the situation that's going on right now, I don't have any Parmesan cheese at home, so I am substituting this cheese. If you can get a hold of Parmesan cheese, then add Parmesan cheese and this cheese, but because I don't have Parmesan cheese, I'm gonna leave it out. So that's gonna be our Alfredo sauce, all right? Now, here is what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using penne. I've got 16 ounces of penne. I've got about 4 cups of water that's boiling behind me. So we're gonna be boiling the pasta. I'm gonna show you how to boil the pasta. Here I have shrimps that are wild caught. These are pink shrimps, so these are uncooked. But I found these at, I believe it was Costco. But they were pink, so it looks they're cooked, but they are not cooked. So I'm going to be marinating the shrimps with, I'm going to add about a teaspoon of ginger garlic, a teaspoon of sambal, which is red, this chili garlic sauce that I use a lot in my recipes. Got a tablespoon of Cajun seasoning. I've got a teaspoon of lemon pepper, and we're going to do salt. Now, one more thing I was gonna say and I completely forgot. For our garnish, I'm gonna be using paprika. I'm gonna be doing some oregano, dried oregano, and some Italian seasoning. Preferably, I would have liked to garnish that also with fresh cilantro, but I don't have any. But also, you could use pepper flakes if you like, the ones that you put on pizza. So let's get started. Got my water boiling here, and I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil in here. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of salt. I always like to season my pasta. I add oil in it just because I don't want the pasta to stick. And also follow the package instructions for how long the pasta should be cooked for. Mine says 13 minutes for like al dente, and that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to put this in here. I'm going to leave it uncovered. We're going to let it boil for a good 13 minutes, and then when we come back, I'll show you how we're gonna drain this. All right, now let's go ahead and season or marinate our shrimp. So I don't know if I mentioned, but I've got about 15 large shrimp in here, and that really depends on how much you want, how many shrimps you want in there. So it's really up to you. I like to season the shrimp because I like the shrimp to be really nice and tasty. This is my sambal, and I just love the taste of it. That's why I put that on there, or put that in there. Lemon pepper. I love Cajun, so I'm gonna add Cajun in there. If you don't want to, that's totally, these spices are totally up to you, how you like them, all right? We're gonna leave this to marinate while now we're gonna work on our Alfredo sauce. Salted butter into the pot. I have it on medium, and we're gonna let that melt. You also, while we're doing all this, you also want to go ahead and always stir your pasta. So you see that it's going here. You just want to make sure that you stir it so it doesn't stick. Okay, all right. And nicely to this, we'll add our whipping cream in here. Now the difference between white sauce or bechamel sauce is that one, I have a recipe for that as well. I'll put up a link if you guys want. That one's made with white flour. So you cook the white flour with the butter. This Alfredo sauce doesn't have any flour in there. It's just the heavy whipping cream and the butter. And you want to use a good fat butter in there, all right? So now what we're going to do is go ahead and add my cheese in here. And I just wish I had some Parmesan cheese at home, but I don't. So that's okay. And then stir this. I add my salt in here, lemon pepper, give this a stir, and I'm going to wait until this comes to one boil. Once it comes to a good one boil, I'm going to slow the heat down and let it just simmer a little bit until it gets really nice and thick. 2 minutes. Look at how thick it has become. See that? It's beautiful, it's silky, it's just gorgeous. I gave it a taste test, it's perfect in taste. So now what I'm going to do is put this on the side. Let's work on our shrimp. So I've got my pan on here. I'm gonna add just a little bit of butter. You don't need too much, just a little bit. But I would say about a teaspoon, not more, okay? We're gonna let this melt, get really nice and hot, and then we're gonna add our shrimp in here. Now you wanna make sure that you don't overcook the shrimp. So I'll tell you what the trick is to know when the shrimp is cooked. All right, now pan is nice and hot. See that sizzle? That's exactly what you're looking for. I'm gonna add my shrimps in here. I'm going to add the marination in there as well. So you want to cook this on high. You see how this shrimp here, you see this one here is curling, and you can see that this is very much done while this one is pretty raw. Let's turn one around so you can see that? See the difference? So that means that the bottom side is already cooked. So I'm just gonna turn them around and finish cooking them. And I'm just gonna wait until all the sauce here dries off, because that's what's gonna give this a really delicious, delicious taste. So the 13 minutes are up, and you also want to make sure that they're nice. And I think, you know what, I did follow the instructions on the package, but I feel like they're really, really al dente. So I'm gonna let them cook for another 2 minutes. Just wanted to show you here, this is what it looks like. I'm still gonna cook it just a little bit more, but you just wanna be super careful that you don't overcook them, because otherwise they're gonna become dry and rubbery. I have it on, look at that. That temperature is on my highest here. I wish it would go higher, but it doesn't. So just until I feel like the water is, the marinade in there is dry. See how all that marinade has disappeared? Shrimps have curled. They're more, so now we're just gonna turn this off because we don't want to overcook it. Now let's combine all the ingredients together. All right, so this is really important step I wanted to show you. You see, this kind of pasta has a hole in the middle, right? Now, if you don't drain your pasta, I have realized that when I've made pasta before and you put your sauce in, there's a lot of water that comes out. I was wondering, where's the water coming out from? Well, yeah, you know what? It gathers inside the hole, and then when you move it around, that's where the water comes out from. So it's really, really important step that you make sure and you drain your pasta and you make sure that all the water comes out of it. So look at this, our pasta is completely cooked, really, really nicely cooked. I've got the Alfredo sauce done here, and then I've got our shrimp here. So now it's just putting everything together. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna add my shrimp in here. Give this a stir. Now there's a couple ways that you can serve this. You could actually just put this on the table and then put the Alfredo sauce, and people can put as much as they like in there, but I like to mix everything together. So by also doing this step here, you are mixing, see, pasta is super bland, so you're mixing all those spices that we added into the shrimp is going to stick onto the pasta, and that's what's going to give it that taste. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and add my Alfredo sauce in there. And oh my, this Alfredo sauce looks amazing. Okay, got it all in there. I'm telling you, try this recipe. It turns out amazing. You can make some homemade garlic bread. You could do my tomato sauce, tomato soup with this. I'll put up a link too for that one. Look at how creamy this pasta is. Now, let's go ahead and put it in a bowl, and I'll show you how I'm going to serve this. So as many shrimp as you want to put on there or in there, and then the pasta. And times like this, I really wish I could eat these carbs. All right, add one more shrimp right on top, just like that. Now, if you had fresh coriander, that would be perfect, but we'll improvise. So in goes my Italian seasoning, oregano. I'm going to do some paprika. And like I said, you could also add some pizza flakes on there if you like. Now, let's give this a taste test. This pasta is delicious. I'm going to be honest with you that when I go out to eat, I don't find pasta flavorful. I find it very, very bland because I'm so used to having flavorful food. But the way that we've made this pasta, this Alfredo sauce that we made is just amazing. So make this. Don't forget to hashtag at Raihanascuisines when you make this. I would love to see your creations. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Raihana's Cuisines. Hope you can join me here next time with another great video. Stay safe, everyone.